Hello children. So we have completed lesson 4 plasma membrane in our class. Now let's start with our lesson 5 diversity in living organisms. So what do we understand by living organisms and its diversity? Diversity here means the variety in living organisms. And how is it important to the living organisms to have variety? For example, let us see. You come out of your house and walk around in your neighborhood. You see many green plants. When we say plants, the first thing that comes to our mind is greenery. But when you closely observe, there is a variation among each and every plant. Sometimes in the same species also the leaves differ, the stems and the flowers and everything also differ. So why is this difference? This difference is particularly to make it easy for us to understand. So for that reason, we learn this chapter to understand what is around us. We being human beings, we are using all the resources that are available in the nature, and how can we make use of these resources? Is it easy for us to make use of the resources without knowing what they are? It becomes dangerous. For example, let us see in lesson in class 8 you all learnt about microbial world. In almost 2 chapters you learnt. So what did you understand? Some of them are harmful, some of them are useful. Unless you know what they are, then how will you know what kind of variety they are? How will you know whether they are useful or harmful? And how do you know how to handle these harmful things? How do you know how to make use of the useful ones? How do you know how to understand each and every concept of the nature that is available to us? So that's all what we are going to learn in our lesson, diversity in living organisms. Now let us see here what are we going to learn. So the types of organisms that we studied so far are in lakhs, but can we remember all of them? But before understanding all these major varieties and all that, there is an activity mentioned here, diversity in plants. Now what I want you all to do is, there are many activities that you are supposed to do in this particular initially in this lesson to understand the lesson further. The first activity here is, you have to take minimum 5 types of plants which are growing around your neighborhood. You have to write the name of the plant, and then length of the leaf, the width of the leaf. Length means you take a scale or a thread and then measure the length. Tip to bottom you have to mention, check, and then mention in centimeters. Try to avoid taking long leaves. Try to take small leaves only. It will be easy for your study. And then width of the leaf. Width means the blade, end of the blade to end of the blade, and color of the leaf. Now here you may wonder, what is Madam I trying to expect from you? Here what I mean to say is, in green only there are various shades of green. These greens, if you have any difficulty, once you check the Google and try to write the various shades of leaf, like for example moss green, dark green, azure blue, of course, like that, any other greens, and yellowish green, like that, various varieties of greens are there. I want you to mention them. Shape and size of the leaf. Size means you mention either small, smallest, big, bigger, like that, any 4. And then shape of the leaf. Shape can be, some of the leaves are round in shape, some are oval, some are elongated, some are long and fragile, needle shape, like that you mention. Margin of the leaf. Margin means some of the leaves have serrated leaves. Some of them are serrated means they have, for example, check rose plant leaf or hibiscus leaf, the serrations will be there. For rest of the other leaves it will be smooth. So margin of the leaf and venation of the leaf. In your previous classes also you learnt about venation. If they are parallel lines, the veins are parallel to each other, it is parallel venation. If the mid vein is there and then side veins are there, it is reticulate venation. So I want you to do activity 1. Fill it in your textbook, children. Try to draw lines and then write minimum 4 leaves I want you to mention. Okay, so that's it, children. And then coming to the second page number 51, there is another activity here. What you are supposed to do is, you have to take the Plants, how many they have already mentioned the columns and rows here. There are 5. You need to take any 5 plants near your neighborhood, name of the plant, length of the stem. Take almost try to take herbs or shrubs only, children. Don't go for trees. And then length of the stem. Take a thread and then measure the length of the stem, and then you measure it with a scale. Length between the nodes. You know what are nodes, right? Let me show you if there's any. Yeah. In page number 53, see in figure 1, the leaf to leaf, the nodes are there. So these are nodes. You already have an understanding. If you don't have an understanding, tomorrow I'll after you send me the activities and send me the doubts, I'll clarify to them, clarify your doubts. So between the length between the nodes, and then leaf venation. Leaf venation, like previously I told you, what is leaf venation? If the midvein or the veins are going parallel to each other without touching each other, for example in coconut palm, in paddy, in grass, the leaf venations will be parallel. And for the other dicotyledon plants, the leaf venation will be reticulate. So I wanted to mention that. Flower, single or in bunch. Usually, for example, let us see, most of the flowers, for example, hibiscus is a single flower. What are the other flowers which grow in bunch? The flowers which grow in bunch are, for example, poinsettias. Yeah, I'm not getting the names all of a sudden now, children. But in cluster, if any flower is growing, then name that. Okay, and number of petals. For example, can you count the number of petals in a rose flower? So you simply mention as numerous. And in some of the flowers, there will be 5 petals. There will be some will have only 4 petals. Some will have delicately arranged 3 petals. So mention the number of petals. Number of sepals. You know, petals are colorful ones and sepals are the green ones which are under the flower. So number of sepals also mention, and whether it is a taproot or a fibrous root. Please children, let me mention this here to you. You don't need to pull out the plant, uproot the plant to check whether it is a taproot or a fibrous root. Please, your parents will shout at me later. So what you do is, you check the venation. If the leaf is having parallel venation, the root is fibrous. If leaf is having reticulate venation, the root is taproot. So please remember this, and then try to answer the questions which are mentioned here in page number 51. What are the questions? Which characteristics given above varied most? Select a character mentioned above which shows minimum diversity. Minimum diversity means similarity is there. Did you find any similarities? What were they? These are simple, children, actually. For example, what are the similarity? Except in the shades of green, almost leaf color is similar. So like that you mention. And then coming to the questions in page number 51. Did you notice any 2 plants which were alike? Like that, some questions are there. These are easy. Once you observe and fill the table, these answers will be easy for you to do. Right? Next, coming to activity 3 in page number 52. In activity 3, here you need to observe seeds, because you are all at home. Now what you need to do is ask your mother to give you any 5 seeds, but in that compulsory try to add rice, maize, corn, I mean your sweet corn, like that, any 3, and then dal, and then chenna, all these rajma, like this, beans. Ask your mother. You need to have variations, 5 of them. Name the seeds, name the color of the seed. For example, let me tell. Rajma is a kind of a bean. Color reddish brown. Shape or size, bean shape. Size is bigger than the other seeds that I have with me. Then number of cotyledons. If I press it hard, it divides into 2. So there are 2 seed leaves is what I can say. What are the other qualities about it? It has a seed coat. Okay. Next, for example, I am telling children, number 2. Let me take, for example, maize. You know Chochanna, sweet corn. What is the name of it? Sweet corn. Color of it, yellowish orange. Shape of it, it is a little triangular in shape, expanded triangular in shape. Number of cotyledons, even if I press it hard also, it doesn't break into two halves, so single cotyledon. Then what are the other qualities? It is it doesn't have any special seed cover. Unless it is boiled, we don't notice the seed cover. Okay, so it is sweet in taste. Rajma also sweet in taste, like that. Whatever other characters you notice, that you mention, children. In case you do not know the names, write a number or give name on your own. But here, though it is mentioned like that, I want you to write the names, because I want you to test the seeds which you are familiar with first. And then once you know how to write about the seeds which you are familiar with, then you can try the seeds which you are not familiar with. Okay, now, so that is about activity 3. Okay, if you read the whole page, then you will understand how it can be done also, children. Now let us see activity 4. Activity 4, what they are saying is, you need to observe characteristics in monocotyledon and dicotyledon plants. Maize, paddy, grass, beans, green gram, groundnut. Leaf venation, by seeing the leaf venation, by seeing the number of cotyledons, and you can understand the taproot or fibrous root. What do you understand by this? After completing the table, what we understand is, if the venation is parallel and the cotyledon is single and it is fibrous root, it is monocotyledon. If venation is reticulate, cotyledons are 2, it is taproot system, then it is dicotyledonous. So what are the dicotyledon plants here and monocotyledon plants here? Let us see. Maize and paddy are monocotyledons. Check after observation. Maize, paddy, grass are monocotyledon. Beans, green gram, groundnut are dicotyledonous. Here you may be wondering, for grass, how do we check the seed leaves, ma'am? Cotyledons, they don't have seeds, no? Okay, for that you simply mention a hyphen. Okay, children? So now let us see diversity in animals. Coming to activity 5. Let us check activity 5. Now here, this is an interesting thing that you have to do. That is, name of the insect. Housefly, mosquito, bee, spider, like that. What you notice inside your house only? Ant. So you already got 5. Write the name of the insect. Check the number of legs it has, number of wings, color of it, shape or size of it, body segmentation, if it is there or not, and if you notice any other special characters, that also you mention. So, and after mentioning all that, you try to answer these questions. Why I am telling you to do all these activities is, after you finish these activities, then it is easy for you to understand what I am going to teach for you in the next chapter. Further chapter. Now coming to activity 6. Variation in animal characters. For this, I want you to observe your family members and their characters. The family members, here they mentioned as students, but here as you are not coming to school, it's not possible. Check in your family members. But by any chance, if you are coming to school and any 4, but because of pandemic you are not supposed to touch each other, so let's see this. Or if there is any possibility, after they write, you can copy it down without touching each other. Name of the student, height of the student, weight of the student, length of the forefinger. Forefinger means you have to only put the tip of your forefinger till the third ridge will be done till there. That's all. Then thumb impression, you have to take a left thumb impression, and then palm length and width. Your palm, only middle of your palm, children. I don't want from fingers to the wrist. From the bottom of the fingers to the wrist is your length of the palm, and from the thumb finger to the edge of your palm is your width of your palm. Okay, now like that you check for your friends. Let them write and then you can copy down and then observe. When you are all of the same size, same age, then why are you having these variations? We can understand later. Okay, so now coming to last activity in this lesson, variation in plant. In one name plant only, what are the variations that you observe? You have to mention. So with this, we will understand how to understand each and every organism, including plants, animals, microorganisms, everything that we see, we cannot see, and we hear everything, we smell everything. What is the variation that we notice, and how is it important for us in our lives is what we are going to learn. So with this, let's conclude my lesson. I'm concluding my lesson here. Tomorrow I expect you to fill all these textual activities and send them after your completion. Send them to me so that I will check whether you have done the work or not. After doing the work only, you will be able to understand the next part of the lesson, children. For this, I sincerely expect you to complete the works. Thank you.